Hi, also let's try to understand how switch case works in today's video. We'll create an example and then we'll try to have different varieties of that. Switch case. Make sure we have .java extension. Case. Edit. Okay. So let's write a class public class switch case open class closed, right? Then our main function public static void main string args array function closed, right? So switch case is like we'll send it a variable. Okay, this is suppose that variable, and we'll open switch case, we'll close the switch case, and we'll write. Okay, when case is like variable has a value 1. Okay, just in case, then it should execute some statement. Okay, and then we want it to break. Now what is the use of break? That I'll will be working on that in moments. And second is when case is value 2, then it should execute these statements and then it should break. Okay, similarly we'll have one more final case, value 3. Okay, and we'll break it, right? And we always, it is recommended, though if we don't write still it will work. Recommended thing is we should have something called default. Okay, now this default will not expect any variable, but it will execute this case, and then since this is the last one, we need not to write any break. So that's how it's going to work. Let's take a case and try to see how it works. String var variable equal to value 1. Okay, so it's like we have a variable whose value is value 1, and after executing this statement our control moves to switch case, which is expecting variable. Okay, so its value is value 1, so the control goes to case and checks if it is waiting for value 1. If yes, then execute this following statements. Break means this switch case wherever it is closing, after that it will come to the next line of that. Let's keep one print statement just for our understanding. Out dot print ln end of program. Okay, so when it is value 1, let's print this as well, just not to complicate the understanding. Here we'll write value 1. Similarly we'll have for others as well, value 2, value 3, and final default thing. We'll just modify value 2, value 3, default. Okay, so if we'll execute this program, what will happen? Variable whose value is value 1, here comes the switch statement. In the first case it got matched, so it was waiting for this value, and if that since we have the same value, this line will get executed. After this line when the break is getting executed, will come out of the switch statement and this line will be executed. So I think the flow is clear. Once let us run this and see what's the output. So I saved the program. I'm opening terminal. We'll compile Java C, file name switch case.java. Yes, and now will Java. I will run switch case SWIT switch case without any extension. So we are expecting a value and then end of program. So yes, that's how it got executed. Let's see value 3. Now the control should come here since it didn't match. This won't be executing. Okay, it should go to the next thing, that is value 2. It is also not matched, so even this will not be executed. It will go to the next case, which is value 3. If it is matched, yes, which is matched, so this will execute. Otherwise this line could have executed. Okay, let's run this as well. So now we'll compile and we'll run it. So we are expecting value 3 followed by end of program. Okay, that's fine. Now let's see if default works or not. Random value, give anything. Okay, but make sure it is of data type string. Okay, now let's run this, compile. See, default. Okay, so what happens is we are good with the default thing. Okay, now why we kept a break is, for suppose when value 1 we sent, right, this case was matched, so it should execute this line, and if break is not there, it will execute the second case as well. Okay, now this time it will not check for values, it will simply execute. Okay, let's try that. We'll comment, will not remove. Let's comment this. Okay, now let's have a value 1 here. So now if you can analyze, this will be matched, then this should execute. After that, since break is not there, it will continue to execute other cases as well. Okay, clear screen, run the program. Okay, so this is now we are clear with the use of break, right? So we are using a string data type. Now for which data types we can use, this is like basically 4 wrapper classes, out of which one is the string thing, and then we have string, byte, short, integer. So let's have one value, like one trial with integer as well. Integer. So you're seeing, right, it's not int, it's integer. That is the wrapper class. Int will be a okay, integer var equal to suppose 100. Okay, now here we are seeing if it is, now let's have a decision here. Okay, first we'll go with the numbers and then we'll have decisions. 100. Okay, 110. Here we'll be having 100, and then here we'll have 0, otherwise default. Okay, let's run this. Compiled. We're having some errors. Int cannot be converted to string. Why is it waiting for string? Oh, okay, so here we should change. Okay, right, yeah, that was my bad. Let's compile it again. Okay, it is compiled. Clear the screen. Let's run the program. Value 2 and value 3. Now what happened? Okay, this was matched as expected, and then break 3 was not there, so remaining also got executed. So we should be careful with the breaks. Okay, now we should not get all the others, we should get only value 2, right? So that was an expected out. Now the last concept is the nested one. Like if you have seen the previous video where we were studying about the if else, there also we were having the nested concepts, right? So it's like we have switch case, and that if the case one is matched, the statement will be executed, right? So instead of this, we can have our if loops, for loops, any kind of different what we say, n- different instruction that we want to execute. It's like simply if this is matched, if the left hand side is matched, the right hand side should get executed. Okay, so let's have a switch case here as well. Okay, so how it will work is switch. Okay, so we'll have a previous thing that we used variable. Okay, and if the switch is there, then there should be a switch open, a switch close. Okay, and then we should have a case where the first thing will be value 1 followed by its statement. Okay, then break case value 2, then break, then let's have default. Okay, here will be our thing. No break is required for the last thing. Okay, so let's have this thing printed. One SOP, other SOP. We will have this as 110 value 2, value 1. Okay, and then we'll have 110 value 2. Okay, so it will be clear on seeing the output. Let's have our var as 110. So if we try to analyze the situation, first var will be analyzed. So var is 110, so this case is matched. So our control will move to the switch case where it is waiting for variable. Now variable value is value 1. So the first case will be matched. Let's have value 2. Okay. So this case will not be matched. So it will go to the next case, which is value 2, and this will be executed a break. Okay. Then this will be done. Then there will be one more break, which will cause to this. Okay, so you are able to analyze, right? In this switch case, if we are facing any of these breaks, we'll come to this switch statement. Okay, and if we are facing break, this break belongs to this switch case. Let me move all this for the better understanding. Okay, now we are clear, right? So this break belongs to this switch case. This break belongs to this case, which is this switch case. Now let's run it. Clear screen, Java C switch case dot Java. Okay, yeah, here we are missing, right? Control C, Control V. This was default, right? We are good. Clear screen, compile. What? Default. Okay, so we'll be more careful. Only the syntax is colon is missing. Okay, so it's good to have errors so that we can easily understand going forward. Now let's run this. Compile. Okay, so good with compilation. Now let's run Java switch with no extension, right? So it's 110 is matched, and then this is matched, so 110 value 2 is getting printed. Okay, now here we to just to make a difference that this break was to this and this break was to this, let's remove this. So these were the breaks of the external switch cases. Now what we should expect is when this is matched, okay, wherever break it is failing will come to this point, and then all this should get executed because there is no break within this. Okay, so that is the usefulness of breaks, switch case, compiled, run. So you see, right? And this got executed. Then our control came here, and then the remaining case because of the absence of break. So that was all regarding switch case. If you have any other queries or if you want me to show any other examples, just comment down in the comment section. And uh, these seems to be boring in the initial phases, but when we try to use it in our general requirements in our programming competition, this can be twisted and can be used in various ways. Like you can have different if loops, for loops, different logics, different class created on different objects created on uh, different mappings. So this can be twisted and can be used in a number of phases. So once you identify how the control is flowing, then you can use it as per your solution. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Thank you.